Okay, let's go. Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Page Puncher Superman from Kingdom Come. Yes, Kingdom Come was an awesome storyline that was released in the 90s about a dystopian future where the superheroes had retired because more aggressive heroes had come and the society thought that the old school superheroes weren't cutting it anymore, and they basically all went into hiding or retired or went off to do something else and let the new heroes take over. But that didn't work out too well, and if you want to take a look at that story, I highly recommend it. But right now we are here to talk about this awesome figure, and taking a look at the figure, you can see it is in the Page Puncher's clamshell. It's basically a clear packaging. You have 12 plus, includes exclusive comic book with the English language. You can see Superman there with his accessories, DC Direct Superman on the bottom of the box. You do have some credits for the box and a barcode. I will scroll right in there so you can see that if you're looking for this particular figure on the shelf. That might be able to help you find him. And coming around to the back of the packaging, you can see that this includes the Justice Society of America number 10 comic book featuring the Kingdom Come Superman. Now, this is not the Kingdom Come story. This is after Kingdom Come. This is where the Kingdom Come Superman comes back into the modern timeline, and he joins up with the Justice Society of America for a few episodes or issues, and it is pretty good read. I don't know why they didn't put Kingdom Come in there. I guess it would have been a little more expensive to reprint that because that was a very prestigious formatted book, but more about that later. That is going to be the packaging for the Kingdom Come Page Puncher Superman, and I don't want to see Kingdom Come Page Puncher Superman in the packaging. I know you don't, so let's get him out and see how well he's aged over the years. And here we have Kingdom Come Superman out of the packaging, and out of the packaging he stands approximately 7.5 inches tall. He comes with a flight stand, a trading card, alternate hands, and Justice Society of America issue number 10, all of which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But first off, I want to take a look at this last son of Krypton himself. And coming in real close on the Kingdom Come head sculpt. Now, it is a nicely done head sculpt to give Superman a older appearance. You can see he's got some wrinkles over here in his forehead coming down, nice eyes, nose, and a kind of a long mouth, kind of sad. And it does look like this is what an older Superman would look like, except if you look at the hair. The hair is fully black, and it's a nice head of hair, sculpted really well, going in different directions. I do like that, but the Kingdom Come Superman had gray coming to his temple and then back down to like the back of his head. But there is no gray here, and that really throws the figure off for me, so much to the point that I think I'm just going to have to take out one of my white paint pens and give him the white hair that he deserves. Now, McFarlane has done this before. Parallax Hal Jordan, and he didn't give him the little white streaks at the side of the head. I guess it's a way to save money, but I think it takes something away from the figure because that's an important part of the character design. Anyway, going back down, let's zoom out a little bit so we can see Superman's chest, and he does have that awesome Kingdom Come Superman symbol, which is black and red, so that is awesome. He does have the standard blue suit coming down to a black and gold belt, sort of like classic Superman. Red trunks, blue pants, and red boots, all wrapped up in a nice red cape, and I love that. The cape itself is done in cloth, and it does have bendy wire, so you can get it to move all sorts of ways. There is no yellow S on the back, so they missed that detail, but I think with the Kingdom Come suit, I think he didn't have the yellow S. I think he had another black and red S on the back. I can't remember if he even had one. So, but other than that, yeah, it's perfectly good looking sculpt and molded figure. I just hate that they didn't have the white in the head sculpt. Alright, on the bottom you do have some copyright material molded into the boots with some foot pegs, and on the back of the figure, nothing that you wouldn't expect. Very basic design for Superman, which is how he looked in the comics, which I'm happy about. So, that is what your Kingdom Come Superman is gonna look like. Moving on. A few minutes later with a paint pen. And here we are back better than ever because I have added the white streaks around Superman's head, and I love that. And I did do some research on Superman's cape. He does not have anything on the back of his cape when it comes to the Kingdom Come Superman. So anyway, moving on to articulation, starting at the head. The head can go around 360 degrees. He can look up, he can look down, he can wiggle waggle left and right, so that is really nice. Coming to his shoulders. Shoulders can come up from the body a long ways and then back down and then go around 360 degrees. They are on a butterfly joint, so they can rock in and out. That is really nice. Coming down, he does have a bicep rotation, 360 degrees there, coming to a double hinged elbow bend, which is really good. A lot of good movement. I love when they give us double hinged elbow bends, although it does get rid of the forearm rotation, so he does not have a forearm rotation here. Coming down to the fist. Fist can go around 360 degrees and they're hinged, so they can go up and down, and if you turn the McFarlane hinge ball onto the inside, they can go in and out. So yeah, a lot of cool articulation there. Coming to the center of the body, he does have a diaphragm rotation right up here, 360 degrees there, and it can wiggle and waggle, give a lot of good movement for flight position, so that is good. Coming to the waist, you do get 360 degree waist rotation right here above the belt, and that is good. Coming to the legs, legs can move up just a little bit, not too much. Back, not so much because the butt gets in the way. Out to the side, you do get a lot of movement there, and then basically couple clicks of thigh rotation. Coming to your knee, the knee is double hinged, very tight, so you might want to add some heat to that out of the box, but it's up to you. It got us there, so double hinge there, good range, I like that. Bringing back down, coming down to the boot, you do have a nice boot cut here, but it is not articulated. It is just a nice sculpt in the mold. Coming to the foot is on the McFarlane hinge, so it can go around 360 degrees. It can hinge down, and it can hinge up, and you can rock it around the world 360 degrees, so that is really nice. And coming back down to the foot, you do get a little bit of toe articulation right here at the very tip of the foot. It can hinge up and down. So yeah, a lot of good articulation in the Kingdom Come Superman. And finally, we did talk about it before, but the cape is cloth with bendy wire, and you can articulate it and move it however you see fit. And that is going to be your Kingdom Come Superman's articulation. Moving on. And for accessories, Superman comes with a set of open palmed hands, and these look really nice. They are sculpted well, and he could have him saying stop, or most likely they're meant for him to be in flying poses, so put him up like that so he could fly around. Superman! So that looks really good. I always like that when you have a good flying posed Superman. So so I don't know, but anyway, that's really the only accessories that he comes with for the figure. There's not much you could give him other than maybe some lasers coming out of his eyes and maybe some Arctic breath if head sculpts were different, but for the most part, yeah, it's all you need. It's Superman. And the accessory for the figure itself is the awesome DC Multiverse flight stand that they always put in there with their Superman or flying characters usually. It is nicely done. It has a nice round base. You have DC on there. It's kind of hard to see, but if you get it in the right light, you see DC there. You have a foot peg here, so you could just use the base of the stand if you were so inclined to do that. But it's a Superman flight stand, so you want to add the little armature here, which slides right into there, and he can connect into this little hook wherever you want to put him, usually on the leg. If you want to put him in the waist, it's kind of hard to do with the waist, I guess. It doesn't clamp as good, but you can get it, like as you can see here. Let's zoom out. Oh, we already zoomed out. Let's push it back then. So you could do it in many ways, but I like attaching them to the legs, a little high in the thigh, and that kind of gets it a little different, little higher pose on the flight stand. Ooh, there he goes. But anyway, these are fun to have. I love having them, and I use them for not just my DC Multiverse figures, but a lot of the Marvel Legends, because Marvel Legends doesn't come with these awesome stands, which they should, or some equivalent. But as you can see, that is really fun and cool to be able to have this and use this on the shelf. So anyway, that is your flight stand. And the next thing in the packaging with Superman is this awesome trading card. And you have this Kingdom Come Superman there, has Superman, and on the back you do get a cool little read-up of the Kingdom Come Superman. You have Page Puncher Superman, same picture there, a little closer up of his face, and then you have the description. And I will zoom in. You can pause the video here, read that to your heart's content, and then see down at the bottom you also have DC Direct, and you have some more credits for the card. It's really neat. This is the cover of the Kingdom Come issue number 2, and he does come with a comic book, Justice Society of America number 10, but we will take a look at that later on in Comic Talk. Alright, and that is going to be Kingdom Come Superman's accessories. Moving on. And for comparison, having gone down to the Bots and Books Museum and pulled out the original DC Direct Kingdom Come Superman, we have a bit of a difference between the figures. Scrolling in real close, you can see, because I'm not going to take the original DC Direct Kingdom Come Superman out of the packaging, that the original DC Direct figure is a little smaller. Of course, that's to be expected whenever you're talking about McFarlane toys. He's going to make his figures about 7.5 inches, whereas I think the original DC Direct here was about 6. And just taking a look at the cut lines in the figures, you can see that the original DC Direct didn't have a lot of articulation, so he would have been arms and head. I don't see any waist articulation. It could have been there, but the legs would have moved, and he doesn't appear to have any boot cuts or anything like that. So he would have been a very limited articulation figure. But then again, this figure came out in 2003, I want to say, is when this figure came out. And there's been a lot of progression when it comes to action figures today, and I'm very happy about that. But anyway, that is really neat little look at yesterday as compared to today. side of the box if you're interested in the packaging. And then the back, you got a little bit of the figures that were in the line. Wave 1, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hawkman, and Green Lantern. And Wave 2, Batman, Shazam, Red Robin, Kid Flash, and look for Wave 3 in 2004. So yeah, this was 2003 when this came out. And this was pretty neat little read-up of the storyline there that you've already seen. And just why not? Here's a barcode if you're interested. I doubt you'll find this on the shelves or anywhere within a good price range. Anyway, moving on to some other comparisons. Here you have the Kingdom Come Superman with the Actions Comic Walmart exclusive Superman, the Christopher Reeve Superman, and the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns Superman. All of which are really cool Supermen that have a unique take on the character and are very, very good renditions and representations of the Man of Steel. I love this collection of Supermen. Another good one that I could recommend would probably be the Alex Ross Justice Superman that this Kingdom Come Superman should have been based off of, but you can see this is a little different, and that is going to be your comparisons. Moving on. And jumping into comic talk a little sooner because the figure actually comes with a comic book. But before I can talk about Justice Society of America number 10, I think it's important that we talk about Kingdom Come. Now, Kingdom Come was a 4-issue miniseries from Elseworld, basically the alternate universes of the DC universe, and it depicted a alternate universe where the superheroes of this particular time had been kicked out by society because they weren't as hard on crime as society wanted them to be, and they would always let the villains go or try to rehabilitate them when a fella named Magog would just basically go in and kill them. So they decided that they wanted that kind of superheroism, and basically it was a really nicely done story by Mark Waid and Alex Ross with a lot of beautiful artwork, because Alex Ross always paints his artwork in a really good prestige format. I love how Alex Ross does his stuff. When I first looked at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, is that like real actors and stuff? No, this is just paint job that Alex Ross did. Well, anyway, the story ended and a lot of superheroes died, and it was kind of okay because they got to restart the world. But in 2007, there came a story that Jeff Johns did where he brought the Kingdom Come Superman into the modern world and timeline, and that started technically in issue 9 of Justice Society of America with the Power Girl cover, which is really nice. And Justice Society had just started again back in 2007, and Alex Ross was doing all of the covers. It's really cool. And in 9, at the end of 9, the Kingdom Come Superman was pulled into our time by Starman when he opened up a portal. And that is basically where the comic book that comes with Kingdom Come Superman starts off. This is the one that comes with it. That is the original, but it's the same thing. And when you go through this comic, you basically see that the Justice Society have gotten Superman because Starman had just pulled him out of a portal, and they don't really know what to do with him. And he's like, I watched all of you die. And Superman doesn't know where he is because he was just, from his perspective, was at the end of Kingdom Come storyline where a big bomb had just gone off, and he was like, I don't know what's going on. And he kind of tells the Justice Society of what was happening in his world, and this story is intermixed with awesome artwork from Alex Ross, and it cuts back and forth, and it may be new. I can't remember if this was the same artwork or if he did new stuff for this particular issue, but it was really neat. So they're sitting there, the Justice Society, trying to figure out what to do with him, and Superman is actually listening to some person who needs help, but he's not telling anybody that. And then he decides that the person who needs help is about to commit suicide, and so he decides, yep, time to go. And then the Justice Society is like, no, you can't, we gotta figure out who you are. And he's like, no, I'm not putting up with any of that crap. So anyway, he gets into his costume and he goes and he finds the poor lady who's about to commit suicide by jumping off a building, and he catches her. And there is kind of a happy ending here. And then it comes to the attention of all the people that there's a new Superman in town, and there's Batman, and he's holding his kryptonite ring, all suspicious like Batman usually is. And Power Girl here, she's having trouble with it because in this particular time, the Silver Age Superman, which was another alternate Superman, had come into this world, and he had just recently died in Infinite Crisis. So she's kind of still depressed about that. Now there's a new Superman and all these Supermen running around. But anyway, it's a pretty neat read if you want to read this. And Superman stayed with the Justice Society for a few issues. Let's see, he went 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, the annual 21, and then he finally went back home into 22, where Starman sent him back. And there is kind of a neat little epilogue to Kingdom Come in here. And if you actually have been reading the original series over here, it ended at a certain point, and then they put out the trade paperback. It had additional epilogue into it, and then you have this. They even had a few Kingdom Come specials after he left from Justice Society. But anyway, that is basically it for the comic book. It's a really neat read. If you're not interested in the Justice Society of America line with the Kingdom Come Superman, I do recommend highly the original Kingdom Come series. Alright, and that is going to be Comic Talk. Moving on. And this has been the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Page Punchers Kingdom Come Superman. And this was a great figure to play around with. Now, I'm not sure if there's anything new with this particular Superman body. It could be reuse of the many different Superman that McFarlane has given us. But just giving it the Kingdom Come paint job makes it unique and worth picking up and adding to your collection, especially if you love the Kingdom Come storyline and the various revisiting of the stories and the characters through the more recent Justice Society of America. Well, I say recent, that was like 2007. So I definitely loved this figure. The sculpt and the mold, like I said, probably borrowed from other Supermen, so it's okay. The head sculpt, I think, would be different, and I liked it except for the paint job. I don't really think it would have cost that much just to add a little bit of white around the temples, but I did that, and, well, there you go. I fixed it and made it to where I think this is the best Kingdom Come figure that we've gotten in a long time. His accessories are just an extra pair of hands that are open that give him a cool fly pose, so I like that. The flight stand, always a plus when you have these characters. Collector's card, take it or leave it. The comic book, Justice Society of America number 10. It was a good story that did feature the Kingdom Come Superman, but I think I still would have preferred Kingdom Come number 1. And all in all, I think it was a great set. And if you are looking for this particular set, you can find it on the shelves right now. And he will go anywhere between $26 to $30, depending on where you pick him up. So if you're looking, happy hunting. And that's it, guys. That is the review. I hope you enjoyed Kingdom Come Superman from the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Page Punchers line. If you are looking for more, then the McFarlane Toy Store does have an exclusive Kingdom Come Superman, and it is based on this cover, the cover of issue number 4, where he is all engulfed in this red smoke, and it looks pretty neat. But if you're looking for that, again, good luck and happy hunting with it. So that's it, guys. Have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.